your shirt.
Hello, welcome to Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen.
I'm Michael Mandel, and we're glad that you're here today. I'm sure you're glad you're here today. Also, weather's great in Las Cruces. It's really nice outside.
Yeah, the weather's very great. It's not quite as hot as it has been. Nice balmy evenings, and
it's what people like about
Las
Cruces.
It
Finally,
really
just to be in a nice place where you could, you could experience air. You know, perhaps stand on the tallest place in Las Cruces and experience
your air.
Yeah, so that's what keeps the show aloof.
Unfortunately, people who work in the Las Cruces Tower, they're indoors all day and they don't get to experience much air because that's a hermetically sealed building. You know that.
Are we talking about the Las Cruces Tower?
The Las Cruces
What
Tower.
is the Las Cruces Tower? Is there any building?
Oh, there it is.
Oh, is that it? I thought that's the
it.
Wells Fargo Bank.
Well, that's what it was called until just now when somebody bought it.
Last week.
Wells Fargo bought it from First National Bank here, about 10 years ago.
Yes,
they hung their sign on it.
Norwest bought it from First National Bank. And it had been First National Bank ever since it was built. They wanted to build the tallest building in town. And I think they got an ordinance to say that no building could be any taller than that. They wanted to stand out.
Oh, don't worry, none will
be. And then
be.
Norwest bought it from them. And then, of course, Wells Fargo bought it from Norwest. And Norwest is pretty big, so there's not too many other people that.
And now somebody bought it from Wells Fargo. We don't know who, because they're from Canada.
They're from Canada. That makes them Canadians.
Yes.
And you were saying that you didn't think there were that many businesses in there, but there's a slew of businesses. It's mostly taken up. There may have a few empty places. It's a big place, you know.
Oh, yeah, it's very big. I don't know what the square footage is, but it's 10 floors.
I'll tell you what the square footage is.
Tell me.
A lot.
But you say there's a lot of businesses in there.
Okay,
There's a lot of clients and tenants, maybe.
A lot of clients.
But like, for instance, the federal government has a couple of floors in there, and they're
not a real business. That's a big business.
Businesses, and the state has some offices in there.
Are you saying the federal government's a big black hole?
It is.
Is that what he's saying?
It is. It's a big black hole.
This is a production comment. Federal government, black hole.
There are no accidents on this show.
No, everything's planned. There's, talk about the call centers. There's like 4 floors of a call center for the Mac. I think it's for the iPod. If you have questions for Mac people.
Well, you heard about that building in China where they make the Macs. They had to put chicken wire out in front of the building because people were diving off trying to kill themselves. That's not going to happen here, is it?
No, you can't open the windows there. In fact, one of the good things about the building is you have a great view. The 4th floor is Abraham's Restaurant, which is perhaps a little known fact in Las Cruces. It's one of those, you have to have been there to know it.
They're only open for lunch, right?
And they have a great view, so you could have, not that we're advertising Abraham's, but you got to have a good lunch. You can look north and south of the city.
North, south, and east. East?
No, it's on one edge.
You can look to the east. There's some windows to the east.
Well, you could twist
pretty
your
much,
head. Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah.
No, we don't endorse, but we always talk about restaurants here, given any chance we come up with.
And it is, the guy who owns it goes back and forth to Mexico, to Puerto Penasco a lot, and he gets fresh fish. I don't know if it's legal, but I'm sure it's good. It is good. He does have fresh fish there occasionally.
I did not know that.
No.
Fridays,
I'm
sure.
Fish,
I like fish.
Even though you don't eat
prepared
beef
well
or pork. You eat chicken
and
fish. Well,
what do you eat?
I care about what you eat.
Oh,
just because I'm
I never knew.
Guy.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yes. Anyway,
I heard that some people say they won't eat anything with eyes in it.
With a face.
You know, actually, the word fish has an eye in it.
A fish eye.
A fish eye has an eye in it. Oysters, on the other hand, do not have eyes.
That's true. Or a face.
Or a face. Or an eye in the word. Eye.
Oi.
Oi.
Oyster.
Oysters. Or clams. Clams. So it's hard to be a You're not a vegetarian either.
No, I never said I was.
I know. So that's the new building. 10 stories, very big. I think that Encanto is higher, but it doesn't have as many stories because Encanto's on the hill.
It's up on a hill. It's at a much higher altitude in the first place.
Your hair's kind of high too.
But
do you see your hair? So fluffed up there.
Oh, you know.
Yeah.
Gravity.
Looks good. Anti-gravity.
But, you know, being on the top of that tower, on the roof, the other day, would have been a great place to watch the Space Shuttle Endeavor fly over, wouldn't it?
That would have been great. You could have almost touched it. And by touching it, you touch the space station up 200 miles in the air. that circles the planet endlessly and can no longer be accessed by American space shuttles because we no longer have any space shuttles.
You know, it makes me think of that corny poem they used to show at the end of when TV stations would go off the air at night, that corny High Flight.
What?
Oh, I have slipped the surly bonds of earth. And it goes on for about 2 minutes. And
you shouldn't stay up so late.
It shows footage of a jet plane, and it's about a pilot. And anyway, I haven't seen that for years. I always used to make fun of it.
That's what you think about when it's.
But I'd like to see that again.
Well, maybe you have to stay up later.
No, you know what I'm going to do?
They don't close TV.
I'm going to find that on the internet, and we're going to show it on next week's show.
It's on YouTube.
Yes.
So the
High Flight.
So the space shuttle can no longer go to the space station. That's a nice. That's what's funny, and people. I didn't see it when it was going across, but I've talked to people, and they said it looked really weird because you're thinking the space shuttle's really big, but the plane that's holding it is gigantic.
Yes.
And that's a plane that any common person who can buy a ticket on a plane could go flying in.
Sure, if you're going to fly coast to coast, you're going to get a plane like that, or fly overseas. That's what you fly on.
So what are we going to do if we want to go to the space shuttle from now on?
There is no such thing. We have to go to see it at the museum.
Well,
in Los
actually,
Angeles.
TRC will start doing space shuttles. We're going to be doing commercial shuttles all around.
Yes,
and they're going to start doing hotels up there.
Well, the space shuttle actually landed here in New Mexico, out at White Sands, back in 1982.
By accident, right?
1982.
Because everybody else had bad weather.
Right, but that was the standby landing strip just in case. In fact, the day they wanted to land, it was too windy because it was in March. They had to wait till the next day when the winds died down to actually land, because the weather was even worse in California and Florida.
Think about this. This thing is 200 miles in the air, and the weather down here is worse? Well, how could that be?
Well, because there's no weather up there.
If you think about, if you're going to the moon, it would take a long time, right? The space shuttle or the space station is 200 miles in the air. Well, what else is 200 miles away from here? Albuquerque.
Well,
that's the distance, 200 miles. That doesn't seem too far, 200 miles in the air.
Yeah, it's not that far.
Yeah.
Unless you're going straight up.
So why can't they just make a big ladder, 200 miles?
They do have a space ladder.
They have underground cable that goes from ocean to, between the oceans. That's a long thing.
That's right. It goes from New Jersey all the way to England.
So from the space station, you just hang down a ladder and you go climbing.
They do have what's called a space ladder, Michael. Have you not heard of it?
What is that?
It's top secret. I can't tell you.
Really? Whisper it so nobody else hears it.
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
That was cool.
I'll tell you next.
We had that.
Show.
Although I understand in the neighborhood in Los Angeles where the museum is going to be that houses the space shuttle, the neighbors got all mad because they had to chop down a bunch of trees so they could move the thing down the neighborhood so it would clear down the street. They had to remove light poles and everything. The neighbors got very mad.
I'm sure if the space shuttle went down the street and went fast enough, they wouldn't have had to cut the trees down.
Well,
they would have been cut off themselves.
Why couldn't they just chopper the thing in?
I don't think a chopper could lift that.
Well, an airplane can.
Well, an airplane has got
heavy
more.
Those heavy lift helicopters.
Engines. They got a big engine.
A heavy lift helicopter.
A couple of them. They could have done that. Oh well, it's trees. What does a space shuttle care about trees?
Yeah, 100-year-old trees.
Yes, and a 30-year-old space shuttle.
So, anyway.
What else is new?
Well,
I mean, that's old in a way. The space shuttle, which was once new, is now old.
Is now old, and now we don't have any space program.
Well, we do have a space program. They're working on things.
Well, we have unmanned space things that go.
They're making new booster rockets, and they're working on plans.
But there's no manned space program unless we hitch a ride with the Russians now. That's the only way we can get to space. We have to pay them to take us to the space station, which we own.
Branson, isn't he going to do it? Branson, he's going to be doing space shuttles commercially from TRC.
Yeah, but they can't. They don't go to the space station. They just give people rides up and they come back down.
Well, I hear that they are planning on doing hotels up there.
A hotel in space?
Yes. It's going to be special. It's going to be a cool little thing, and we'll go there someday. Although,
we'll do a show there.
Drink, I hear you get very lightheaded. The bar has, one drink and you're drunk, because when you drink when it's altitudes, you get drunk very quickly.
There's no altitude up there.
There's total altitude. All it is altitude.
No, it's attitude. You have attitude. There's no altitude.
You're getting
zero gravity.
Attitude.
Oh yeah, I'm not finished yet either, because We're going to get a new grocery store in Las
Looking
Cruces.
at you. Yes.
Yes, we are.
What a transition.
And a new grocery store where I don't know if they're going if they sell cocktails, but I'm pretty sure they don't.
No, probably need a liquor
But
license.
it's allegedly a natural food store.
Well, it's called Natural Grocers.
That's just the name of the store.
Right, by Vitamin Cottage. Can you see Vitamin Cottage?
I never heard of either one of them.
Either way, they're coming in here. This is a good town for, when Walmart first came in and they knocked out Rally's, they knocked out Smith's. We lost a lot of grocery stores, but now we're getting a lot of people back.
Yeah, we couldn't get a Trader Joe's.
We're not going. Well, maybe this will be the answer to getting a Trader Joe's.
I hardly doubt it.
This will be competition.
We'll see.
Our one of our current favorites, Toucan. So we'll see what happens. The Toucan guy though is a local guy, and he started here. This is a chain. We'll see how friendly they are.
Well, they haven't built their restaurant, their grocery store yet. It won't be till next year.
This October, I believe, is the beginning of Target's grocery section. They're opening a produce section.
That'll be new.
A larger area. They're going to compete right next to Albertsons, which is right next to them. Then they're going to have next year the Natural Grocer come in. So in that whole area.
Then you have Walmart just across the freeway.
That's right. That whole area. And then you're going to have the new Walmart, which I think they're already building up on 70.
Yes.
But that's where the new population of Las Cruces is moving to.
One thing you never want to do when you go to Target, do not wear a red shirt, because people come up to you and ask questions about where everything is in the store.
Everywhere I go, people ask me questions. They say, do people come up to you and ask you a question? That's an old.
But
anyway, no, people do. Because I look like I know what I'm doing. At least I used to know what I look.
That's what
I look like. What I'm doing. Well, I just doddering old man.
Look like you.
Yes.
No.
I go. Let me tell you about this cheese. We're not doing cheese today.
Now,
what are we on next? Oh, new stuff in this area.
Santa Teresa's got things
because
going on.
The Natural Grocer will be new jobs in town, which is good.
Yes.
Santa Teresa has 3 new things coming in that will be providing 150 jobs at least.
Well,
some of them.
Down there, they've, of course, big railroad things under construction.
Is being done.
The new switching yard down there.
Railroad picture.
And then that's going to take a year or so to build.
Right, but there's always jobs around railroads. But, is there really jobs coming into town that are new, or are they just taking away from El Paso?
Well, a lot of these employees are from El Paso because they're
Santa Teresa
relocating
is virtually El Paso.
The railroad yard from El Paso to Santa Teresa. And so you'll have a lot of railroads going on down there.
Didn't you have an idea recently about what you can do with the old railroad station?
The one in El Paso?
Yes.
Yeah, that's where they should have built a stadium.
Not crash down their entire city hall and that old building that holds the Children's Museum. Then they got to start from scratch again. Just knock down the railroad yards. You don't have to knock them down. They're already down. It's rails.
What does a railroad look like?
I don't know. We have a picture of a railroad.
Oh.
But unless that's what the railroad crossing looks like. Oh, no. Anybody working here? That's what a railroad yard looks like. It takes up a lot of square footage. There's no buildings. You take all that iron. The amount of money you get for recycling those tracks, you could build a sports arena.
Well, that's what it's going to look like down in Santa Teresa in about a year and a half. And so there'll be a lot of jobs down there.
If you take away the trains and those things standing up, Santa Teresa looks like that, except with a few cactuses.
What else is going on down in Santa Teresa?
Well, there is something called J.H. Rose Logistics, which has been there since 2007, and they make technical stuff.
They're
it's like
expanding.
a maquiladora, but you know what they do? They take stuff from Mexico and bring it here and then repackage it. And then something called BizLink, which I believe is an Asian cable maker.
And then
they're going to have jobs. And new jobs are going to come into Las Cruces too.
You got that Dick's Sporting Goods. Dick's,
yes.
Yeah.
Do you have a picture of Dick's? No, they wouldn't let us run that on the show.
No, they said it's too nasty.
Yes.
But there's going to be a new Walmart.
There's going to be a new Walmart.
So there's a lot of part-time jobs with no benefits coming your way.
That's right. That's the magic of American industry. And Walmart just announced yesterday that they would be hiring 50,000 seasonal workers for the season. Which is people buy lots of stuff for Hanukkah.
Do they?
You know, because you need even presents.
I'm glad to hear that.
So we better get off, and we have to go buy some presents, and we'll
take a
come
break
back after this break.
Welcome to La Buena Vida Women's Club, located away from the crowds but close to home. Come in throughout the day for Jazzercise, the world's dance fitness leader for nearly 40 years. Treat yourself to a relaxing massage, or unwind in the lounge area or outside on the balcony with friends. La Buena Vida Women's Club, located and designed with women in mind. For information, call Diane at 650-9721.
You found us on Channel 98. Keep watching because we have so much in store for you. We want to grow together. Your channel, local and real.
Celebrate, celebrate, Fiesta Motors.
Come and see us today and discover why our service is second to none. In business for over 17 years, we have the right car for you. When you buy a vehicle from Fiesta Motors, we do everything possible to ensure your satisfaction. Located at the corner of El Paseo and Main. See you there.
Celebrate Fiesta Motors, where buying a car is always a celebration.
And we're back. You're watching Double Talk right here on Channel 98.
And we're in the pink.
We are in the pink.
We're healthy.
And we're not wearing pink, but we're tough
No,
enough
we
to
should.
if we wanted to.
All next week or all this week is...
Well, starting tomorrow, basically. All week starting tomorrow is tough enough to wear pink a week.
There's a little controversy about that because they were saying that, especially the breast cancer people,
Yes.
they're saying that they were being exploited and they weren't getting all the money. All the money was not going into research for cancer research. So
Where was it going?
I don't know. There's a movie on NPR where they're doing it as using it too much to make companies who back the "Are you tough enough to wear a pink" thing.
The administrative costs were too high.
Well, those guys were using the pink stuff to get advertising for their own company, mostly clothing companies and other types of clothing, sponsoring the Tough Enough to Wear Pink stuff just for free publicity. So that's what the conflict was.
I see. Well, the local Tough Enough to Wear Pink campaign actually does very well here every year. And thanks to Lou Henson's wife,
Yes.
thanks to Lucy Sparrow's wife.
And thanks to the fact that we have 51% of the population is women
Yes.
who deserve to have their rights.
If they quit getting cancer, we wouldn't need Tough Enough to Wear Pink. But,
What are you blaming them?
well, you can't
Ooh,
blame them.
You just said if they quit getting cancer.
Well, if we'd all quit getting cancer,
Yeah, that would be good too.
no matter where you get it.
Yes.
Cut it out.
Cancer?
Well,
Oh, is that your new campaign?
Well,
Cancer. Cut
Cut
it
it
out.
out.
I don't know. You just seem to radiate goodness there.
Sometimes that's the only option.
Yes. All week, huh? Tough enough
All
for a
week,
pink.
yeah.
I do have about 7 pink shirts, so I guess I'll do that.
Well, yeah, maybe you'll wear one next week.
Here, maybe I will. But you're a guy that is sympathetic to many things. This is a cause that we
This
can
is
be
one of them.
sympathetic to.
Yes.
You're particularly sympathetic to those things that walk around people's feet, dogs and cats.
Oh, them?
You know, those low things that you see unless there was the large dog.
Well, we call them pets, and I love
Pets.
dogs and cats. I'm quite partial to dogs and cats, and they seem to like me too. And so I do anything I can for our four-legged friends.
You even recently adopted one yourself.
I actually did that. I
and
was
you
very
gave
glad
him
I
your.
did.
Didn't you give him your family name so that he will inherit all your funds when you die?
Romney, yes.
Yes. Romney. What kind of money is that?
Romney the cat. No.
$14 million a year. Anyway, so what do you want to do with these pets? These
Well, I want
cats
to
and
see to
dogs?
it that they get spayed and neutered
You're a mean guy.
when you adopt them. And when you do adopt them, that is exactly what does happen. They don't let you walk out of there without having them spayed, neutered, and chipped.
Chipped.
Yeah, the microchip in their
Oh.
ear or their neck. They do it in their neck now. And so in
Yeah,
case the dog or cat does get lost,
They're doing that to old people now.
they
too.
can identify who the owner is, and you get it back.
Oh, that would be good.
Yes.
So did you say that you can pick them up at Petco?
You can get them at Petco until 3 o'clock this afternoon, here being Saturday, of course.
Which one's Petco?
Petco is the one up there on Loman.
Oh, good.
And then you can get them also until about 12 o'clock downtown at the Environmental Center on Main Street during Farmers Market.
That's true. And I suppose any pet that was adopted would consider itself lucky because they have a family. You'd be considered lucky. You know what else is luck? Getting the lottery. You know, people buy lottery tickets. How much do you spend on lottery tickets a week?
A week?
Nothing?
No, a month maybe $2, $3. Well, they doubled in price if you get the Powerball tickets. It went from $1 to $2.
Well, you know where you should buy them? You should buy them at that Shortys on Spruce.
Shortys on Spruce by Solano.
Yes.
Yeah. They have a good record there of having winners.
Selling winners. So we just had somebody who won $1 million.
Yeah.
You know, that's nothing. That Romney makes that 14 times a year.
Well, there's a picture of him standing out in front of Shorty's.
Who?
With the lucky lottery
Romney?
ball. No, the fellow that
won
the
yes.
$1 million here at Shorty's.
You know how much the store gets? The store gets paid if they have a winner, too.
They get a certain percentage.
$2,500 they made.
Is that it?
$2,500. That's like do they get paid for selling them, too? Right?
Yeah, they get a cut, I guess.
They get a cut, so getting a little bonus.
But the profits go to our schools.
Don't they go to the scholarship, the college scholarship?
That's one of the places it goes.
Does it go to the other schools too?
I think.
Well,
you know, we
so
should investigate to see exactly where
we should
that
actually
money
do
does
some
go.
research before we say stuff. But
yeah, that'll be the
that
day,
takes
right?
too long. You know, if you have a question, call up. We'll find out.
I'd rather just go
like
to
that.
Shorty's and buy a ticket.
Where do you get your tickets?
Well, I don't actually buy tickets there, but I go into the Shorty's that's in Mesilla.
Not that one.
No, this is the one on
That's
Spruce.
a picture on Spruce, yes.
That's the fellow that won, actually. But I go to the Shorty's in Mesilla there at University Avenue. I have lunch there frequently because I work about a block away from there now. And, well, this month, if you're in Mesilla and you want to get a sandwich, you get free fries with that sandwich.
That sounds like a deal.
The month of September at Shorty's. And a sandwich only costs $3.50. And free fries, you can't beat that for a lunch price.
That sounds like a good deal to tell people about. The other thing is the guy that won, not the girl with the 3 on her enormously
on her
large
ball.
chest. Apparently he had to split it 12 ways. It was one of those 12-way tickets, and I guess he was the one who had it. He had to pick it up. He's splitting it 12 ways, so you're left with obviously I don't know, like about $80,000.
That's before taxes.
Right, and then after taxes, 60 if you're lucky, or if you pay 14% on your income.
Proof that $1 million doesn't buy what it used
to. Doesn't go too far. Anyhow, he's going to pay off his mortgage.
Yeah, barely.
Not a very big mortgage, I guess. So that's why I don't think it's worth winning a lottery unless you're winning like at least about $8 million. Because by the time the government takes the money and then your relatives take the money and then you have to deal with all these privacy issues and you have to take Paris Hilton out on dates and stuff.
You go a little crazy after
helicopters.
Next thing you know, you buy a few tigers.
You got
you're broke.
I know, because they can eat you at a house and home and then you have to start adopting pets to feed them.
Right. Now, before we run out of time.
Oh, we would never do that.
We do want to mention that there's a few new shows here on Channel 98.
Oh, yes.
Yes, and we hope that they will be kind enough to mention our show. But these new shows here, we've got one called Behind the Scenes, and that'll be on today, Saturday at 12:30. And then
What's that about?
Well, I don't know, but it's
okay. I guess you got to watch it to see it.
Yeah, I don't want to give it away.
It's actually a picture of our asses.
Behind the scenes.
Oh.
Then there's one right after called Enchantments.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Mark Vasconcelos goes around to various festivals.
And you know what's good about that show?
Fiestas.
That you can pronounce Mark's last name.
Yes. Well, one of us has to be able to do it right.
I know. I'm not going to try it.
Then there's another one that comes on right after that called Pláticas.
And you could read Spanish.
Which means roots in Spanish.
Is that what it means?
And
okay.
It's pretty much the history of the Las Cruces, Doñana County area. So you might actually learn a few things on that show.
Heaven forbid.
Yeah, the people over at PRC Productions put that one together. And
so we have lots of new shows coming. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty good.
Another hour in October.
And then
we got more and more shows. We're going to be so filled you'll never have to change the channel. You never have to go look for those numbers under 98.
Hey, pretty soon we could have our own lottery show.
Oh, you mean just give up the lottery?
Hey, we could have bingo. TV bingo. Why not?
Oh, what fun. And who will sponsor that? We don't know. Speaking of entertainment, the city is going to be having outdoor films starting October 13th, so you can go and watch a film. The first time I ever saw that was, believe it or not, Miami Beach. They had the entire side of a building you could show the movie on.
Yes, and these are going to be family-friendly films. Just as after the sun goes down, they'll be viewing these films.
You mean, so I think the first one is Resident Evil? Is that true?
No, I'm afraid not. Debbie does.
Debbie does Doniana.
No. Well, that starts October 13th. We'll have the titles.
We'll
of
let
the
you know what they are
when it gets time to show them.
That's the movie industry. We still have lots of live theater in town. This is basically, we're in the midst of it. The Rio Grande Theater tonight and next week is still showing Bells of Messia,
Bells
of Old Messia, which was
historical. Is that a pageant play?
I believe so.
A musical?
It's about when the Gadsden Purchase was going on.
Is it?
Yes, and it was produced here 50 years ago. Hasn't been seen since.
Now I wonder why.
I don't know, but I could imagine why. But best of luck to that.
Well, they must be doing it now because this is New Mexico's centennial
year. Oh, it's
a
centennial, so they decided to do it.
That was a good time to do it.
So it's a historic thing. Also, this evening is, what else? What did we have? Oh, last Saturday night of When You Come Back, Red Rider, Mark Medoff's famous first play.
Well, it's not his first play.
Well, the first play that got big.
Well, his first play, have a movie made of it.
Oh, yeah, that's true. With Marjo Gortner, one of our favorite actors of all time. And next week opens, what did I say? The importance of being earnest, which is one classic play. That's why I like it. I mean, it's great. It's from 1892, and it's still hilarious. Oscar Wilde.
Oscar Wilde.
Yes.
And by the way, Bells of Messia is the 24th till the 30th of this month.
So this weekend, next weekend. Red Rider ends tomorrow, 3 o'clock
Saturday,
show.
Sunday matinee. You've got that going on. And our producer wants us to remind everybody here on Channel 98 that if you have a business out there and you want to advertise here, because
obviously you're watching this. Other people are watching it too.
People watch, and the rates.
Part of the community.
The rates here are like cheaper than radio right now, folks.
They are.
So advertise on Las Cruces Channel 98 and become part of the Comcast advertising cable family.
That's right. You know, it's cheaper than a massage to advertise here. So if you want to feel good, advertise here. It'll save you money.
It will, and gets people talking about your business.
That's right. And you can watch your old shows we could.
You can also do your own show here too. And you can watch Double Talk shows. And you can watch on the
internet. Watch us. We're on YouTube. We're on YouTube. Yes. Every show we've ever done except like the first year.
That's true.
It's still a lot of shows. We make this all ad lib. We're out of time. We're going to catch you next week. Have a great week.
Thanks for joining us right here on Double Talk.